104.1 KRBE.
Let's go. Good morning.
The Roula and Ryan Show.
With Eric.
We're about to get all stupid up in here.
Hey, sleepyhead.
Featuring Special K.
Nobody asked you, Kevin.
And Sam.
You've waited long enough.
How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula.
Macaroni and cheese hot dog.
Ryan. I am the worst DJ ever. With Eric.
We're the champions of the world.
104.1 KRBE.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, Houston, Texas. It's Tuesday, February the 18th of 2025, and it's 6:03 a.m. with the gang. Ruler, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. Happy Tuesday. We already got to jump on the week, friends.
Yeah, short week.
I love that feeling.
Did you do anything presidential yesterday? I watched a Thomas Jefferson documentary. That's my patriotic duty yesterday.
That is really studious.
I did only because I walked in the house after my trip, and my husband had the History Channel on because that's where we are in our lives. The History Channel.
Everyone went on trips. I'm so jealous. You went to Kansas City.
Which, by the way, I got out today, thank God, because it's 1 degree. It feels negative 12. They're supposed to get like 12 to 15 inches of snow.
Oh, my.
And so everyone was trying to get the heck out of there yesterday. Like, do not. It's going to start snowing at 7. Don't be here past.
It's a cute little city, though, isn't it? I like it downtown.
You know, it's very interesting. Y'all, I've never been in Kansas City. I had to go for this sports tournament for my kids. Everything is very spread out. My sister and I were just trying to go across there. Like, here's our hotel, and there's the rest of the tournament hotel. We're just going to go right there. But, you know, in Houston, Texas, if you were going to go from here to Randall's at Woodlake Square right here, you can either go down Westheimer and turn in, or you can go down Gessner and turn in, right? Of course. So when we turned, we're there, okay, it's right there. There's probably a driveway. No, you're on the highway. 7 miles. Down the highway.
You're back around.
Up the highway.
You gotta go
come
all
back
that
around.
distance.
I was like, oh my God.
They don't spend a lot of money
How
on
many
exits.
times have we done this?
That's one
How
thing
many
that-
times have we done this where we were trying to go across and we were 7 miles on the highway?
Was your hotel down in the downtown part where the arena is and stuff? 'Cause that's
no,
cool.
it wasn't Kansas City downtown. It was in a little suburb called Olathe.
Olathe.
It's
Sounds
kinda
like some kind
a-
of supplement, you know?
I asked Tyler Fry, who
Dietary.
also is on KRBE, and he's on our sister station there. I was like, Tyler, so like, where are we in the grand scheme of Houston? Like, are we in like Bel Air? Is this like Sugarland? Is it Pearland? Like, where are we compared to the? And he's like, well, I'd kind of call it like Overland Park's like Katy. That's where that is, and not as much distance, but the same feel. And this was like a little, you know, just a little suburb town. It's cute.
But the thing that we're so lucky about is we have feeder roads, frontage
Yeah,
roads, and
yeah.
so many places in America do not, where if you make a wrong turn, you're going to drive 10 miles out of your way to get back to it.
Get paid for it.
And Sam, you went to Richmond to see trains without me, obviously. I know. Rosenberg. Okay, Rosenberg. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
now,
yeah.
I know as
Just our
a
good friend
family.
Mike could have taken you there.
I know it was a family day, and so I didn't even know there's like a train museum down there. What's
Yep.
this? What's all this then? What's all this in?
Okay, so my husband and I are looking at buying a laundromat, and so we found a laundromat down there, and we had to wash a rug. So we were like, okay, let's go wash a rug, and then we'll go treat ourselves to breakfast. And then I'm like looking around trying to find like a cute little cafe, and I found this. It's called like Old Railroad Cafe, and then beside it is this museum for trains. And
So you
I'm in
didn't
my
even know about it.
No, I'm in my train mom era because Santiago is obsessed with trains right now. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect.
You had like a
That's
Thomas,
so fun.
right? I thought I saw a little.
They
he
had
was-
like a
Thomas
little
the Tank Train?
Thomas the Train,
They
so
had
he
big
got to
ones.
see that. They had massive ones. There was one I was telling Kev that was from the 1900s that they have like preserved, and it was insane. Back then, it cost $10,000 a day to rent this train.
Back then?
Wow.
Back then,
Whoa, what's it cost now? 100?
no, like $1 million. I think it was like $1 million a
$1
day or
million
something.
to rent the train for
this
how
train?
long?
For a day.
A
like
day?
it was $10,000 a day back in like the 1900s. But it was incredible to see this. I was like, oh my gosh. Like,
Tell
it
me
was
again
just
where
really
this
cool.
is. Like, it's like a train yard. Do you buy access to get in there? Or is
You
it
have
just
to,
open?
yeah. No, it's a museum. So
Okay.
it's like is it Rosenberg or
Rosenberg.
Rosenberg?
Yeah.
There's like
yeah.
they even have a near there. There's like a diner with like an old school like where the people would line up on that bar that
The counter service?
counter service where they make the old fashioned drinks.
Malts and stuff?
Oh,
that's
okay,
cool.
like a
I don't know
50s
if they
diner?
do
Like a
that.
metal, like used to be like a Walgreens. used to do
soda
that,
shop.
Soda shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I do?
We didn't get to explore too much because Santiago, it was like his nap time. It was like that sweet spot that we were able to kind of like just push him a little bit. Yeah. And then drive home.
Does Galveston have a railroad museum as well?
They do.
Yeah.
I still have not been to that, and I lived in Galveston.
Well,
Looks like we have to have road trip, guys.
Yes.
Train field trips.
We do our Raw Feed Road Show
Yeah,
from Moody
no,
Gardens.
Railroad show. Do the Raw
double
Feed
train.
Railroad
That
show.
is going to be so much fun.
We're going to do the raw
Kevin and
feed on the
Sam,
railroad.
You guys have kind of inspired me because I am nearing the end of the flip that I'm doing on my old house in JV in the Jersey Village. And I think I'm going to do another one. Like, it's just like it's going along so seamlessly. Like, I've been on,
That's nice.
more difficult projects, but this is like really cool. It's so fun when the vision, you have in your head.
No, it's so
is
fun when you
completed.
sit back and watch someone else do it. Let's be honest,
Well,
because
you
you,
got that
just
right.
barely started it and now you're finished. Whereas
Yeah.
Sam and I
a
go
year?
through like a
Months
year
of
or
that.
two, or like.
Well, I mean, I had a leg up
demo.
because I'd lived in it for so many years.
finished
I
in
knew
3
what
weeks.
was
And he's
gonna
like,
do.
"Oh, he texted us. Oh, I'm living through construction." I'm thinking to myself, I lived through 3 solid years of concrete floors and studs. Don't tell me about
Well,
living through
I'm
construction.
learning.
I am
I'm
so
learning
sorry
from you guys.
I don't give a salty on that
You
stuff.
you lived through watching a guy do it downstairs.
Yeah.
True.
Like Kevin had to actually go do it.
Actually do it and pick out all the stuff.
Man, if you're into it, it's a great thing to do here in Houston, and there's specific areas that
You see
really.
a lot of people are moving here, obviously from California now.
Yes.
I read an
Yes,
article
they
yesterday
are.
that
We're going to be the biggest state in America.
they're just flooding here. So if you're looking to buy a house or
There's going to be a
Good luck.
major,
Yeah,
major
right?
tax
Ugh.
wars.
People don't want to be in California because of those insane taxes. They come here.
well, there's no houses too. They lost their house.
Right.
true.
The
Or they're
entire
gonna-
communities were burned down.
See the mudslides they had.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, that happens when all the trees are gone. There's nothing to prevent the soil
Hey,
from
by the way,
eroding.
what day was it when Sam was talking about the baby names? Were you
Oh,
here,
did you
Roula?
see that
Wait,
list?
for-
Did you see that list?
For
Yes.
both of the kids.
Friday.
Was it? Yeah, it's Friday because it was after my birthday on Thursday because Kev and
Oh,
his
okay.
husband and Jules are like, you have to name
Kevin
your
has-
kid Cowboy.
Kevin wants her to change the kid's name to
Oh,
Cowboy.
you weren't here on Friday.
Okay, so
Really?
the last time that I had before baby gender reveal, which we now know it's a boy, you said if it was a girl, it'd be Marley Ray. If it was a boy, it'd be Mateo.
We were thinking
And then you
Mateo,
said maybe
yeah.
you might change that. Then
right.
what happened?
And then, so my birthday was on Thursday.
Sure.
Mark wasn't able to, so I was like, Kev, can you come over and make dinner for me? So Kev came over, his husband, and then Jules came over, and they were all drinking, and they started going down like these crazy names of babies, and then
Night
like,
Ranger.
yeah. So then they were obsessed with Cowboy, and then they're like, you could have it Cowboy Emilio Olivo, so that his initials would be CEO. So then it was like
That's a lot of work.
It was just wild. So they are so set on me naming.
Cowboy.
So then we
My
saw
son
this
Cowboy.
because Westerns are making a comeback.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yellowstone.
Yeah.
All this stuff. So they had the top names for boys with the cowboy theme: Abner,
Abner.
Bo,
A Dizzy Bow.
Bowen, Colby,
Colby.
I think of cheese.
Coulter, Crockett, Dakota, Hayes, Huck, Jethro, and Maverick.
Jethro.
I do love
Zane,
Maverick,
Zane.
but
Come
Mark
on.
said no.
Maverick is too much expectation for
Maverick.
a kid.
That's
He
not
better
Maverick.
grow up
Maverick
to be
is cool.
something. Like,
I
you know,
love Maverick.
badass.
We
and
just named our
stunty, like stunt devil-y.
our little stuffed dog that looks like Misty. It's like an Australian Shepherd. And we just named that Maverick because Mark said no to Maverick.
That's kind of cool, but I mean, don't
Mavy.
you think that some names just, you hear them and you're thinking,
Maverick.
ooh, not high intelligence. Jethro.
What?
I don't
No,
know.
I think of Jethro Tull. Isn't he a very
Oh.
successful musician?
That's not a guy, that's a band.
oh,
Jethro.
okay.
My
I
cousin-
guess a whole band.
My cousin's name is Jeff, and his last name's Rowe. So when he performed with, what was that guy's name he performed with? You liked him.
Junior
Brown.
Brown, yeah.
That like Junior Brown, like, okay, on guitar, Jeff Rowe. And then people be like, Jeff Rowe, Jethro, Jeff Rowe. He's
Oh,
like, no,
yeah, it sounds like that.
my name is Jeff. My name is Jeff.
My name's Jeff. I'm not
Well,
doing
I can throw you some Greek names if you want from over there, like, you know, Aristides and, you know,
How about breakfast?
Socrati,
breakfast.
Diamadi,
I'm
things
working
like
on
that.
it, okay? I'm working on it. Breakfast.
Breakfast.
Breakfast. You just
Somebody's
say
telling us
breakfast.
Texas City also has a train museum we need to go check out if we're going to do the train museum
There you go,
tour.
Sam. Hit it.
Yay!
Galveston, Rosenberg,
You
Texas
hit 'em,
City.
yeah. Yep.
Let's go. All right. Today on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric, we've got Blippi tickets for the parents. Should we give this the 6 o'clock or
Yeah,
something?
they deserve it.
Do we feel like 6 o'clockers have smaller kids or they all kind of run the
I
gamut?
gave those away 6 o'clock yesterday, and the lines were
crazy.
lit up. Everybody wanting these tickets. So
If you know Blippi, you know Blippi. Blippi needs no explanation if you have kids.
I think
If you
it's a great
don't know
idea.
what Blippi is, don't call for these tickets.
Right.
Don't waste
Because
your-
it's not fair for you to
waste
try
it.
and take it from somebody who's crazy for
Yes.
Blippi. So we'll do that coming up next in Scoop.
Oh, yeah, I'm
glad
going to quiz
it's-
you.
Yeah, well, I can only take the first 5 questions of the quiz. I can't go deeper than that.
It's a sandwich shop.
We're going to Google it.
I'm glad it's not 1 degree, but apparently we're supposed to be bracing for some major cold this week.
Thursday,
It's just
right?
like one day. It's going to get chilly.
After
again.
where I just left, I'm like, right,
Nothing.
whatever. That's
Well, the
nothing.
mayor's making all sorts of statements right now. He
If my
said the
nose here
city's
doesn't crystallize,
prepared.
Ryan, while I inhale, it's not cold enough.
Yep, doesn't hurt.
No, it's supposed to hit Wednesday is when we're going to get this. So tomorrow is going to be the big day.
Get 10 degrees,
This freeze.
17 degrees.
Yeah, well, it's going to be below freezing is what they're saying.
So 31
And
degrees.
ERCOT is saying we're all good.
From like 2:30 a.m. until 10 a.m.
Okay.
is the freeze.
So just during the show.
I was-
I ain't
Kids
even
go
going
to
to shut
school.
off my pipes this time. I
No?
don't think I'm going to do it. Mm-mm.
All right.
chance.
We can
Yeah.
talk about that.
Roll the dice.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
It is going to be rainy today, high in the mid 60s right now, 57 degrees and 613.
Your daily scoop, Celebrity Scoop.
KRBE's Roula and Ryan show with Eric.
All right, my friends, it is brought to you by Taquerias Arandas. And for you parents out there who have children who love Blippi, who knew a dude wearing a blue shirt with an orange hat and an orange bow tie could
So it's on a
make so
cartoon?
much money?
What
It's
is
a live
Blippi?
action guy.
Oh, live
He's
action.
a live action player who, just shows different stuff. It's like very aesthetic to children. It's like, whoa, look at this train. The
See,
train.
those things are kind of, they've got a shelf life because people age, whereas you got an animated character, voice can go on forever.
Well,
Blue's
this guy
Clues.
could look pretty young for a long time, I think.
On Blue's Clues, they had to get rid of Steve. He was going bald. And
Yeah, they're like,
started to
oh,
look
sorry,
old.
Steve, you're out.
Well,
Yep.
the problem was Steve didn't have a hat. Now Blippi's got a hat.
Yeah.
Smart.
Oh.
Nobody knows what Blippi's real hair is looking like under there. So Blippi is going to be at the Smart Financial Center, and the date is going to be March the 8th. So this is not just tickets to go to see the show. These are 4 tickets in a suite at the Smart Financial Center and a parking pass. That is major. So if you are caller 15, call us at 833-390-KRBE. You're on your way like a VIP to see Blippi.
Especially a sweet.
Most parents would be like, yes.
Your kids.
That's what I told you.
Because they
that
want to
yesterday
crawl
the phone
around or
lines-
walk around instead of sitting straight. Yeah, it's going to be
You
crazy.
can put your kids
awesome.
down and watch it, and you can leave for a second to go get a snack.
It's going to be.
Is that how that works?
No, there should be snacks right nearby. And, your
Can I just
kid.
leave Santi to
beer.
wonder?
A beer.
Yeah, right. Okay, so Blippi is going to be here March the 8th. If you want to buy tickets on your own, it's a Smart Financial Center with a TRE, like Centre.net.
Okay.
That is the website. Or just be caller 15. And maybe we'll have some more throughout the
For
week.
free.
That's for sure. Okay, we also want to remind you that the Secret Sound is still happening. Yesterday we got another winner, so today we're going to start fresh. It is 5 chances a day between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. to guess the Secret Sound. Now, the Secret Sound when we start fresh is worth $104. If the first person who gets through to try and guess that sound does not get it right, we add another $104. Yesterday the jackpot was over $1,500. And which was the sound that got guessed, Sam?
It was the one I did, right?
It was the one you did.
What? It got guessed?
Yeah.
That
finally.
was
Finally.
That
Did
was
a
the-
clue go out?
That was the flashlight.
People thought it was a pet
Flashlight.
clicker, then they thought
I
it
have
was
a
like a
flashlight.
gate clicker.
It's kind of like a mini baseball bat. It's got like the handle, so you could like
Yeah.
whop somebody in the
That's what I
head.
thought it was.
Nice.
Ooh, Maglite?
And then it's also got that strobe light on it, so you can click
Yeah.
it,
So it was a flashlight
blind him
with
for a
over
second, and
$1,500.
pop him in the head.
Or have
So-
a rave?
Right.
Yeah.
So today
Blind
we
and
start
bop.
fresh with $104 between 7 and 7. Be listening for the. And actually, you know what? If you just text us the word secret to 37530, we'll send you the times we're going to play the secret sound. That'll be really fun. All right. So Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco, not Benson Boone, are engaged. There's 2 B's, Benny and Benson,
Boone's
Blanco and Boone.
better looking.
Yeah.
That's true. Benny Blanco is a billionaire. Selena Gomez not doing too bad herself.
But I've heard interviews with Benny, and he's not stuck on himself. He seems very down to earth, and he even makes fun of the
I did interview
way
him.
he looks.
How is that, Ken?
And he is so kind.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a little ball of fun. And he's very talented. We didn't even really know at the time. This was like in 2016.
Okay.
We didn't know at the time, who he really was.
Oh,
we just knew
involved.
that he was producing for perhaps Halsey at the time, something like that. And he was so down to earth. And I'm sure He's the kind of guy you seem like he would never change. You know, he's just that kind of
Even
fun.
with $1 billion, he's
Yeah, I didn't realize he's a billionaire though.
He's a billionaire, and so is she. Rare Beauty has thrown her into the stratosphere of the billionaires. Her brand is worth $2 billion.
Wow.
She herself is worth $1.3
But how's he a
billion.
billionaire? Like she's got
producing.
Yeah, from producing
just
music.
producing.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
that could take that. You get a giant piece of that pie.
Yeah. When you're writing it,
So the end of the year
Residuals.
last year, Benny and Selena's had to go house shopping, friends, and it's just the two of them, just the two of us. They bought a 7-bedroom, 12-bathroom mansion,
Wow.
and it's worth $35 million.
Oh my
that's probably cheap for them. Like,
What's
they
the
each have
monthly on
$1
that?
billion.
That is insane.
It includes a library, a grand swirling staircase, a glass greenhouse solarium, a whole fitness gym, and a pool, of course. I'm surprised it doesn't say 3 pools.
Pickleball court.
It used to be owned by a Hollywood director, but it doesn't say who it was. And they say, well, this splurge is probably feels like pocket change to them.
yeah, they probably paid cash for
That's what I'm
it.
saying,
Pocket
35.
change.
They make that.
Because at some point, see, I
realtor
don't
fees would be a-
know.
Well, if you're both a billionaire
Yeah.
and you spend like $100 million, that really is not going to hurt them.
Well, my math doesn't math well because I'm not of that brain type for real estate and business when it comes to the breakdowns. But when you have a lot of money, I've always heard you got to park your cash somewhere. That's why celebrities and rich people buy lots of houses all over the world.
Real estate.
Because they have to, it's not really about, I want to buy dirt. It's about, I got to get, like, I don't know what the write-off is or whatever you want to call it when you own multiple houses. Is that a thing?
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
So
There's a
that's
lot of-
why. So for them to buy the
Right off the
$35
interest.
million mansion here, and then this mansion would be like, I don't know, $100 million in New York and some high rise
I'm
if
always
it was the
intrigued.
same square footage.
So does he, like, when he sees a pair of sunglasses, he buys 4 pair, one for each house he has?
Yeah, why not?
Like shirts, because when you go to that one, you want to make sure you have sunglasses.
That's what I
Make
always
sure you
say.
got your
Yes.
underwear.
Like
You gotta-
backups.
You got to buy all this other extra stuff.
I thought it would be cool to have a duplicate house in every location, exactly the same, so you always feel at home.
No.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I don't want to
You'd
feel
always
at
feel
home.
like you're at home.
But
I
you
don't
want to
wanna feel at
change.
home.
If you're
I
in
want a
like,
different vibe and scene.
if you're in the skiing town, you want
I don't want
a
it
house
to
that
have-
matches
Well,
that.
yeah,
exterior
like
can
a
look like-
winter lodge. But
Yeah.
as far as like the things in the house, like things that I need before I go to sleep, whether I'm in a hotel or on vacation, I have to have chapstick. I have to have my face moisturizer, especially in cold climate, because I want my face to get so dry while I sleep. Like there are things. So I would park things like that in each house. Like make sure I have my lip balms and my facial
At my in-laws'
moisturizers.
house in Galveston, I got clothes there. I could just go tomorrow, and I got like
Enough to live off
I'll
of.
take extra stuff I have. And
Yeah, you have toothbrush.
All your
and
flower
that
shirts
stuff.
down
sweaters.
there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Plenty,
you're
plenty
ones
of things
with
from Murdoch's.
the
I have
vent in the back.
I have a
the vent in the
a nice
back.
one that says "Lucky" for St. Patty's Day. I bought last year the day after at Walmart.
Yeah.
What's the what's
Sort of
what's the
reward.
date on that? Are you going to be down there for that date?
St. Patrick's Day is Monday.
It's Monday because Post Malone's Tuesday, and that's
You're going to be at the St. Patty's Day parade. Somebody's going, that's so last year.
That Shamrock looks like
Hey, I gotta give-
2024.
I gotta give Walmart though some props because they do have some real fun, campy holiday T-shirts that are just fun, like the holidays and stuff, or like for St. Patty's Day or whatever. They got
Yeah,
some
yeah.
cutesy,
Yep.
campy shirts that are cool, and they're like what? I don't know, $12 or something.
Yep.
So hit
Be
up
careful when
Very
you wash them.
reasonable.
locale Walmart.
Make sure you wash them and they'll shrink.
Probably like a one wear kind
Yeah.
of shirt.
Wash them in cold.
The other big thing that happened over the weekend was the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary special. Now, I was really sad because I was at this event and there was a big to do on Saturday and Sunday night. That was like the big crescendo of the weekend. So I was only watching the red carpet where they would be talking to some of the celebrities before the big thing went off. Because on Saturday there was a musical event. Sunday
Friday.
was the actual. Was it Friday with the musical event? I don't know. I'm
Whenever
off
we were
because I was
here,
out of
whenever
town.
we saw it, I remember watching. It was on Peacock or something.
So it drew 14.8 million viewers on NBC
That's
and
huge.
Peacock for their Nielsen numbers. And that is massive because people don't watch TV like that anymore, right? And the audience is also the second largest for any non-sports primetime network show so far this season.
Yeah,
just
but
behind the Grammys.
They shut it off at 10:15.
That's the problem. They cut 13 minutes
I was
out
watching.
of
And
the show.
also goes, breaking news, man shot. I'm like, whoa, what kind of skit is this? They're
no.
getting darker the last 15
So what
minutes.
happens? Because I recorded it on my app. I recorded it so I
went
can
to
watch it when I get home.
I go,
Yeah, you're
I
gonna
started
have to
looking
go
at
to
him like, am I
Peacock.
the only one complaining about this?
No.
So I went to Peacock, and all of a sudden, right when I finally got to Peacock, Paul McCartney was done, and they were about to say their goodbye, where they
and they cut off the
Pretty much.
goodbye.
You didn't see Paul McCartney perform. It was just a weird ending. They ended it with the John Belushi film he did back in the his original
70s.
cast.
Yeah.
And it was kind of depressing, and I'm like, this is how they're ending this?
So here's what KPRC
I
had
thought
to
the
say.
beginning was weird, like with that song that nobody knew.
Oh, the cold opening, yeah.
What was the song?
Was it Homeward Bound by
Paul Simon?
Paul Simon. He did it with
Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, but who did it originally? I forget who he did it with.
He said he sang it on that stage with another
George
individual.
Harrison.
Yes.
George Harrison.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
here's
I know. I'm like, this is how they open it.
This is a
Yeah,
slow,
it was
weird song.
It was a weird way to open, but NBC had communicated to KPRC that the live show would run long with a scheduled end time of 10:15, but then it went another 13 minutes over. So, quote, they had their technical teams ready for this overrun. When the show ran even later, they didn't have time to make the real-time adjustments, and that's why the last 13 minutes were lopped off on KPRC.
Was that per city decision, or was that
per city?
I heard other
So
cities
Houston
too.
decided we're going to cut this off.
Yeah.
I saw like another, like Detroit or somewhere. They're like, oh, what the hell's going on?
But why would you cut that off?
I know.
And
But
no matter
because
how breaking
everything's
the news was,
computerized and they've got
unless we
everything
are
locked
going,
in.
unless we're going into lockdown because of some massive
It was like here, how it's a Sunday night.
national emergency.
You got things programmed in the computer. It's already ready to go.
Yeah, and there's nobody here.
Oh, what if there was nobody there? That would suck.
I mean, I'd be there doing the news.
Yeah.
Man, I'm a
Like they
shot.
always have
Well,
to.
yeah. But I'm saying, okay, in the grand scheme of things, I hate to hear any of the crime stories, but that's the norm for the news. Nothing is out of the ordinary to turn on the news and say somebody was
Oh,
shot.
it's a breaking. I'm like, is that breaking news? That's just news now.
Exactly. It's
Unfortunately.
just the news. So it's not like they were saying, oh, there's a plane and it's
Upside down.
upside down at the Williams Tower Lake. Like,
Yeah.
that's very random and
Which it didn't
breaking
happen.
news. No, that did not.
No, I mean,
But-
there was a plane upside down, though.
Yeah.
Did you see the video?
Oh, my God, yes.
Well, that flight attendant was
From
like,
Minneapolis to Toronto.
Grabbing butts.
she's like, get that
Drop
phone
it.
out of here. Go,
Get out.
go,
Wow.
go.
Oh.
Isn't it stunning
I
that
saw
people
the
in
grabbing
emergency
butt
still
one.
want
Did you
their...
see that?
No, what? Pushing tushes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there was
Get
like
'em out of the
they
plane.
were like full hands. Like I was like, you could have used your lower back. No, they were like up under their butt, like pushing them.
That'd be weird to be upside down. Your seatbelt.
I don't know.
I mean, it sounded like they did their job in that emergency,
Yeah, they
and,
stepped
and hallelujah to them.
Even if you
know.
got groped.
Yeah, I was
Even if
broke
you-
me all
I don't,
day.
I don't think it was groping. I think it's like, move your butt,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
us out of here.
Whatever it takes to get me out of there faster.
Yeah.
Okay, when we come back, I got to
Well,
share
Jack.
with y'all. I think that many parents, particularly moms, we constantly live with the noise in our head of all the things we have to do and all the things we have to say and all the things that are on our list. And the mom guilt is for real when you can't get everything done. I had an epic mom fail on this kids trip I went to. For those that don't know, I was in Kansas City with my daughters, my niece, and my sister for a basketball tournament amongst the cities. It was Oklahoma, Salt Lake, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin.
It's
It was
okay.
all
You can
these
tell me you're
cities.
there for the parade. You thought Chiefs were going to win, and that's why you got your tickets.
Yeah.
Big Chiefs fan.
I had an epic mom fail that it's just one of those things where everyone's like, oh my God, can you believe that happened? And I'm like, what? I didn't see what happened. Okay, I will have to explain next on The Roula and Ryan Show with Eric and KRPE.
KRBE. Turn it up. With more of the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
All right, my friends, over the weekend, I had to go on a sports trip. Like many parents have done this for their children across the nation and for the decades. Your kids are playing a sport. It's time to go to a tournament. The tournament's not in town. It was in Kansas City, my first time there. It was my two daughters, my niece, me, and my sister. We made it a girls' trip to go to this event, and it was with our church. And the church diocese covers Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, Salt Lake City, Denver, Colorado, Oklahoma City. There's all these different kids from all these different cities, and we're all playing this tournament.
That's insane.
It's a lot of kids.
That's really.
And I learned that maybe if somebody can text me at 37530, that maybe we don't know that there's a facility like this. The reason Houston cannot host this, I found out, because they're supposed to rotate cities, is there is not a facility that has 8+ basketball courts in it in Houston. You need at least 8 courts for this tournament to take place in your city at the same time. Like think of all the basketball
Yeah.
teams are playing each
You
other.
get different ages.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and you only have 2 days to do it. So you got to have multiple games going, and there's not a venue that I know of, unless y'all are going to text me at
There's gotta be
37530.
something. I know Dallas had one. when I
That
was
has
there.
8 courts. Dallas has one, but we want Houston to host
That's what
it.
I'm saying.
Houston
I think
can't.
we should have some.
So we were hoping it was going to be here next year, but no, we're still waiting to find out what city's going to get it. Okay, so I'm in Kansas City with my girls, and it's all about the brackets, and you're getting knocked out this, and that. And so my daughter Alexandra's birthday is February 15, which was over the weekend of this tournament. And originally, when the tournament was booked, I didn't know the dates. Her school has like a class photography trip every year in a different place, and this year they chose to go to Disney and Universal in California.
Oh, nice.
So when I heard about that trip, and it's only for 8th graders, it's a one-done shot. You're never going to have this trip again. You know, I signed her up. I said, okay, yeah, she wants to go with the school, blah, blah, blah. So she was in it. Then we found out what the tournament dates, and I had the choice to say, well, you know what? We already booked this Disney thing. You're going to have to miss the basketball tournament. Mm-hmm. And she was like, no, I really want to go to the basketball tournament and see all my friends, because she went to camp last year and and also Denver, Colorado. And she saw she made friends with kids in Colorado, and it's the only chance she's going to be able to see these kids. So she chose to go to the church camp basketball tournament over Disney. We canceled the Disney trip with her friends from school.
You don't hear that very often.
No.
Right.
No.
So, you know, that was a pretty big deal story. That really says a lot about what it means to her to be with these kids that she's met through church and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I'm talking to some people on Friday at the Mixer. Is it Friday? I guess. Yeah, we got there Friday. And, you know, I said this story like, wow, this really speaks volumes about the bond these kids have made, because my daughter could have been here and she went to this thing. Okay. So this whole thing ends up, the crescendo is the banquet night on Sunday night is where they'll give out the awards. Now, my girls' team was the junior team, and my niece's team was the senior team. They both went to the championships. Mm-hmm. My girls lost. However, it was a rough loss because one of the kids on the other team, they were playing Oklahoma. Her parents were like NBA ballers. Her mom played like the European League. Her sisters in college.
There's a lot of pressure to follow the legacy.
Yeah, like if they lost, if the score was 27-18, the NBA child had 22 of the points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like it was that hard of a loss, because we're like, well, we kind of didn't have a chance against that NBA girl. But then when my senior niece was doing it, man, that was a nail biter. Between Dallas and Houston, it came down to 1 point and then free throws, and oh my God, you won the championship. So you go to this banquet and everybody gets recognized and you get the trophies. So it's kind of a long night, and I hadn't gone to the restroom yet, and I was thinking, okay, there's going to be some speeches now. So there's a moment where we'll have to stand up, and the person said, oh, you know, we misspoke. Everybody have a seat. And I thought, okay, this is my chance to run out to go to the bathroom real fast. But this is a huge ballroom. We're talking probably 700 people are in it.
Oh,
the bathroom's not close. So I leave out the back doors to go around to the restroom. And when I'm in the restroom, I'm hearing all this noise. I'm like, what are they doing in there? Isn't somebody speaking? Like the equivalent of the Pope. The equivalent of the Pope in our religion was the speaker. And I was like, gosh, it's very weird. Usually you'd be really quiet when he's making a sermon or a speech. And then my phone starts to boom, 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 to messages. And I'm washing my hands. I go, what is going on with my phone? The Pope called out Alexandra for choosing the church tournament over going to Disney.
Oh, and you missed it?
Oh.
And he had the entire room sing happy birthday to her.
Oh, and you weren't there. You're there peeing.
Jeez, Roula.
I was like,
timing.
oh my God, what happened? When I was walking back, I was like, oh my God, that's so wonderful. I go, what happened? What happened? I don't know what happened. And so I got all the boom, 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 boom on my phone, all the videos. And I was like, oh my God,
man.
It's the weirdest thing to not have witnessed it when everyone there's talking about oh my God, look how awesome. One of my friends couldn't grab his phone fast enough to just get the happy birthday.
And he missed it.
Oh my God.
I was not expecting that clap first for that.
And I am peeing. I am peeing while my child is being recognized.
And
Look at all these people.
And the man who did it was
The Pope.
the Pope of the
whole thing.
The whole.
Like the highest level priest you can get in our church. And he's the one that told the story of, I hope she's in here. Look, she's standing up and everyone's singing to her. This whole room is singing to my child. And I come back in and I'm like, what happened? And they're like, oh my God, my sister's crying. She goes, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That was so unbelievable. That was so unbelievable.
We're going to have to bring this back sometime. Monumental moments that you've missed in your life.
That sucks.
So were you sitting with her at the time?
No.
Okay.
She was singing with the team.
She doesn't know that
I
you
was
missed
singing with parents.
She didn't know immediately, because that
She
would
didn't know
hurt. That
immediately.
would hurt on the inside immediately.
Yeah.
If
She didn't know.
if my mom was not there and she was sitting with me, okay, so at least she didn't see it immediately, but eventually she had to find out.
Right.
And so
right.
I'm sure she was disappointed in mommy.
Well, she just was
Kev.
like, first she was like so embarrassed.
You had to pee. You had
gotta
no
go, you gotta
idea.
go.
And
Don't beat yourself up, Roula.
Thank you, Sam. But at the same time, I'm like, couldn't I just held it for 3 more minutes?
No, because
How'd
you
you
had
know?
no idea.
I had no idea
You
it was
had
coming,
no
and I thought there'd be
idea.
more
How would I know?
speeches. And I
Yeah.
thought, okay, well, let's just run to the restroom. I'm really fast. I'm a lightning fast potty
Right.
breaker. I'll just be right back. And it was in a moment where we were all standing up, and that's the time you exit a room, you know, so you don't stand
Yes.
up like awkward.
And
like
then everybody watches you like,
Yeah.
why are you standing
Well, the
up?
chances
Should
of
we
that
stand up?
happening. That's,
what are the chances?
That's
I
kinda
mean,
funny.
no
Sorry.
warning at all. That's why he even said, I hope she's in here. You know, if she's
Well,
in here, stand up.
look
And
at
she
the
was right there near the
positives.
stage. Her team was by the
that's
stage
cool that he
because they
found
were.
out.
Yeah, look at
Yes.
the positive. This monumental, wonderful thing happened for your daughter.
I know, but if everybody was talking about it at the bar after, they go, "That is so awesome, Alexandra! Pick this over
Is she
Disney."
gonna go up there?
And,
and
yeah,
hit the
well,
pole?
no, he just. I mean, he had already.
know,
Met,
like-
I think they met afterwards. Yes. Well, she did go up there because
Did they
he.
kiss the ring or something? Like, don't they?
No, they don't kiss the ring. They
I don't
just.
know.
He was up there when they were giving out the awards, and so they all took a picture
Is there a
together with
sword
him.
involved?
There is not a scepter or a sword. But it was my epic mom fail, and I was like,
Yeah.
it's the weirdest thing that everybody saw something happen for your kid that was amazing, except for you. I mean, legit, I walked out and he started talking. I can't believe it.
Hey, yo. It's time for What's Going Down in H-Town on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1 KRBE.
Okay, so our mayor, John Whitmire, says the city is prepared as best as it possibly can going into our second freeze of the year. Now, ERCOT yesterday issued a weather watch for extreme cold weather from Wednesday through Friday across the service region. Now, the Arctic front is likely to surge through the Houston area during the overnight hours, sending temperatures plummeting. By tomorrow morning, Houston will be back into the upper 30s to low 40s. Temps will actually get the coldest Thursday morning, so they're going to fall into the mid-20s.
Like 48 hours, and then it's time to get ready for summer.
You got it. That's how it always
80
works.
to 90 degrees, like 2 weeks later.
It's unbelievable.
And
I
we
don't
never go
understand
back.
this weather. It was so nice on Saturday. I was wearing a dress like with no sleeves, and then Sunday I was
Welcome
had to
to
wear my
Houston.
winter coat.
Welcome to Houston.
And now we're gonna have to turn our water off again.
Yeah, well, ERCOT says that they're expecting normal grid conditions as the temperatures drop, with the grid seeing higher demands and lower reserves. So it doesn't look like we're going to lose power or anything.
And no one has any money left from last month. With our electricity
Kidding.
bills.
Oh my gosh.
God,
I
it
think
was
everyone's. I thought it
ridiculous.
was doubled or tripled.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was more than summertime. It was double my summertime.
But what was the cause?
Because
The
I had,
snowstorm and all the everything we
Yeah,
had.
how about giving us a break since we all had to
Everyone put their heater on
lose
for
power
longer.
last time for 2 weeks?
since
Should've made
we
the switch to clean sky energy.
we have,
didn't have that issue.
heaters in Houston that are electric forced air heaters, and that's really expensive to run in really cold temperatures. So the up north they use like oil heat, you know, and we have a lot of
diesel
gas. If you have an older house, you know, then you can use the gas heat, which is come to find out less expensive.
Yeah.
Praise petroleum.
Okay, my friends, coming up next, it is Tuesday, which means somebody has gotten revenge. They've been wronged, they made it right, and now they have sought revenge. But what happened? Well, we're all going to find out next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.